In today's episode, we're talking about how to have belief and faith for successful manifestation. Let's find out. Welcome, everyone. This is Gull Khan, your money mindset expert, and welcome back to another episode of Money Mindset with Gull Khan, where we explore intersection of spirituality with wealth, with personal growth, and a whole heap of tools or energy tools and techniques, all designed to help you live a life of abundance and let go of the shackles and burdens of your money blocks. So I am your host, Gull Khan, as I said, and I'm so grateful that you are joining me today on another episode. These episodes are not planned. I let my guides tell me which episode I should be recording on a particular day. And I have in the past actually made guidelines for myself and put things into motion. And at times I've changed the order in which I record these podcasts because I'm just leading my guides guide me. And therefore this episode has come out spontaneously. And so I feel that there are quite a lot of you out there who need this particular episode. So I thought let's deep dive into that. So in today's episode, we're talking about what is the critical elements, what are the most essential elements of successful manifestation. And I was talking about this topic today in one of my group coaching calls, and it was a teaching element, and I was teaching them, and I thought this is a topic that we need to discuss on this podcast. I have done this before, but I believe it needs to be, repeated again. As I say, repetition is a mother of all skills. So, in order for people to truly understand this, so one of the most critical aspects of manifestation is belief and faith. You need to have both elements. And in today's episodes, I'm going to deep dive into my interpretation of what it means to have belief and what it means to have faith. And if you are missing either of those elements, you're not going to have a successful manifestation, as simple as that, right? So, and if you ever struggled with fully trusting the process of manifestation or found yourself doubting whether it can work or can it work for you, or can you actually use this methodology to bring forth your desires from the spiritual world into the physical world, then this is your episode. This is for you. So let's explore how to cultivate unwavering belief and unshaking faith, or unshakable faith. And these two elements combined together can help you create anything. And I mean absolutely anything. We've all, I think most people who listen to the podcast have probably seen the movie The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. The idea that we have this magical genie at our disposal and we can get this genie to create anything for us is not far from the truth, actually. It's very close to the true essence of the power of manifestation. It's just not shown clearly in that movie how to create it or use it correctly. And so I'm going to do that today, right? And so let's get started. Okay. So let's start by talking about belief, right? What do I mean by belief? When I say belief, it's in the context of manifestation. Belief is that deep rooted conviction that what you desire, it's not only possible, but it's already on its way to you. It's that unwavering unwavering belief, unwavering idea that I've asked for this, I desire this, and therefore it's already on its way to me. And I talk about this quite a lot in the previous episodes, and especially in my coaching calls, that if you have a desire for something, you cannot have that desire without it already being prepared and being ready to be given to you. So I always say this, you have this universal warehouse where everything you desire has already been put there. It's like this Amazon warehouse, right? Before you know you have a desire for something, it has to be put into that warehouse first. So the universe puts all the desires that you could ever have in that warehouse. And before you feel that desire for it, it has to be in there. So if you feel the desire for that car, for the house, for the child, for the partner, whatever you desire, when you feel that desire, that means that's already now allocated to you in your universal warehouse. The time it takes for that to materialize and come to fruition, or in other words, come from the spiritual world into this physical 3D world, is a time lag, and that depends on various reasons, including your faith and your ability to continue using the manifestation techniques correctly. But a lot of the times, you have the desire and the item, the thing you want is there in your universal warehouse, but you fail to bring it forth into your physical world because you're lacking in your belief, right? So if you think about it, manifestation is all about creating your reality from your thoughts. It's about that feeling, right? It's about it's about your core. It comes from your core. You don't just truly believe what you want is possible. You actually hold, you actually have this conviction, and there's no doubt. You don't have any doubt around it. There's no fear around it. There is not energy that you want to send out to the universe that is this possible, is it not possible? Because until you have that conviction that, yeah, not only is it possible, it's happening right now. And you need to do this from a place where there may be zero evidence on the external world, like the physical 3D world may give you absolutely no reason to have this conviction, to have this belief. But you have this belief. And when you do, that's when magic happens. So it's not that people are unaware of the techniques of manifestation. It's the fact that a lot of people, a vast majority of people, are not willing to put the work in to even to do the first part. There's two parts to it, the belief and the faith, right? So this belief that what you desire is not impossible, but it's happening, it's on its way to you. That conviction, a lot of people fail on that because they let doubts come in. They let their limiting beliefs block it. The major cause I find with this is limiting beliefs, which I call your money blocks. And this is something that we work on quite extensively in my group coaching programs, and I talk about it, and we do in the school community. And there should be a link if you want to join. We charge a very low fee for it. You can go and join our school community. It used to be free. We put a fee on it now, just for $5 at the moment. I don't know, but by the time you listen to it, it may have increased slightly, but we're going to keep that fee very low. But in that we do monthly, every month we do an energy clearing for the group as well. And yeah, these energy clearings, and there's various other techniques as well, you can use to eliminate your limiting beliefs. You can change those beliefs around you. And when you do eliminate those beliefs, then that helps you to have this conviction of whatever you desire is possible, be it money, be it health, be it that physique, be it that partner, be it that child, whatever, right? So it's essentially having this belief without the fear, without the doubt, without the negative energy. It's when you doubt whether what you're asking for is possible. I always say, I give an example of it. It's like you pick up the phone and you call up the minions for the universe, say, universe, I want to place an order for this house. And the minions say, oh, okay, Gull wants the house. Okay. They put the phone down and they get cracking with, putting this house together. And then when you send doubt, send in the energy of doubt, like, is it possible? Can it happen for me? Will it happen for me? When you send that kind of energy, it's like you're picking up the phone call and saying, oh, by the way, I've decided to change my mind, cancel the order. And they're like, oh, it was cancelled. Fair enough, not happening. That's essentially what happens. So this is so, so crucial that you have that conviction that this is going to happen, and it's actually happening right now. I may not see any evidence of it, but it's happening. And the reason why most people fail to get to this point is because of your limiting beliefs. So you need to really work on your limiting beliefs. What stops you from believing? What stops you from accepting? What stops you from even dreaming big, right? What stops you? So this is very, 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 very important. So then the question comes, you know, how do you cultivate such beliefs? One, it is, of course, you need to eliminate these limiting beliefs, these money blocks, as I call it, because they are actually determining the internal dialogue that you have with yourself. So every single one of us has an internal dialogue. We have it in a world, in a chitter chatter, right? Depending on how you view yourself and kind of beliefs you hold, especially subconscious belief, which by the way were not yours by choosing, they were given to you by your primary caregivers between the ages of 0 to 7, and then to some extent 7 to 14, and to a smaller extent further from 14 to 21. It's there's 3 periods of your life, 7 years cycles. So by the time you're 21, most of your beliefs have already been ingrained into your body. And it's unless you actively work on it, you don't change your subconscious beliefs. And these subconscious beliefs determine your paradigms, determine what you think is possible for you. So in order to change that inner chitter chatter, you need to do energy clearings or some other techniques that you need to use to change your beliefs around things, what's possible for you. And when you change that, you'll notice, and pay attention to this, you'll notice that the words you speak to yourself and about yourself change. The words that, say with, create doubt or create certainty, they begin to show up. And when you first start doing this process, it's not going to happen overnight. If you've been thinking in a certain way for a number of years, things won't change automatically overnight just because you become aware of it. But awareness is the first step in the right direction. What you will do is, as you become aware of certain way of the way you think or certain beliefs that you have, that's when you use energy tools or energy clearings. In my case, it's the fastest way possible, but there's affirmations and other things you can use as well to change that as well. Using affirmations or energy clearings or some other energy tools, you need to, once you become aware of it, you need to start changing the way you think and feel about those things. And that in turn will change your internal dialogue about what's possible for you and what's happening for you. And the skepticism that you have, whether something's possible for you, will fade away because that skepticism is just a facade. It was almost like a cloak for the internal fear and doubt whether something's possible for you or is going to happen for you. So you mask it by thinking, oh, I'm just skeptical, I'm just being realistic. And I honestly think anybody who says they're realistic are just afraid of believing in something magical to happen, because what if it doesn't happen? And I always say, well, what if it can, right? So choose the right thoughts, but you need to work on yourself. And just assuming that you're going to say affirmations, because people say, well, just say affirmations and repeat them. That's not enough. Just repeating affirmations will not be enough. It will help to some extent. I'm not saying affirmations don't help, but they're not the only way to do it. And if you're just using affirmations, it will be a long time before the manifestation comes to light, comes to fruition. And that will lead me on to the next part. And this is why a lot of people fail, because you're not actually changing your inner beliefs. You're just focusing on affirmations, and you're trying to force your beliefs to change by adopting this new idea through repetition of affirmations. Whereas if you change your inner beliefs through some form of energy tool, through maybe even EFT, which is tapping, by the way, or I mean, my favorite one is energy clearings, which I use for my clients, then as your energy around certain beliefs change, your beliefs actually change, your mindset changes, and the way you feel and think about certain things completely changes. And therefore, it's easier for you to believe and hold that conviction that whatever you're doing, whatever you're manifesting, is not only possible, but it's actually happening for you right now, even though you have zero evidence of it in front of you. And I've done this so many times now that every time when I think about it, it blows my mind how powerful this one technique is. Because if my manifestation isn't coming to light, guarantee you this is the first thing I look at. Do I have any beliefs holding me back? Is there anything in me that makes me think that it's not possible for me? This is the first thing I check if my manifestation is taking me longer than I would have thought. And then obviously the second part is very important, which I'm about to talk about as well. So you really need to have this idea that what you believe, what you're manifesting rather, is possible. Have that belief that what you're desiring is not only possible, but it's happening, and it's happening in the unseen. Okay? So that's the first one. So that's very important. And you need to work on your subconscious mind for that. Because if you are saying one thing and your subconscious mind holds an opposite belief, your subconscious mind will win every single time, hands down. All right. So the next thing is, once we have that belief, well, is that enough? Actually, no. No. So having the belief is the first part, the first element of manifestation. You have to have this conviction that this is happening and it's happening right now, and it's just on its way, right? The second part, and this is where vast majority of people actually fail on, because they haven't understood the fact that they don't actually they haven't done part one. They think by repeating affirmations and sitting and meditating and doing Joe Dispenza's meditations, they're doing the work and they've done part one. Well, actually, no. You need to have that conviction, have that belief, and then go to part two, which is having this faith. Now, what is faith? Well, I believe that conviction that what you want is possible is the first element. It's the essential starting point. But then faith in the universe is what is going to bring it to you. So belief is, it's like you have your warehouse and you're like, oh, I want that house, I want that car. That's where the belief comes in. Faith is actually was going to pick up that car or get that to house and bring it, pull it in from the spiritual world into your physical 3D world. That's how important faith is, and that's about receiving. Okay, faith is which helps you to receive your manifestation. It's what happens behind the scenes for things to, all the magic that happens behind the scene. That can only happen with faith. And how quickly it happens is determined by the level of your faith, the level of your belief that this is happening for you. So it's both ways. So you have to believe that what you want is on its way, but you have to have faith that the universe is working on your behalf and is making it happen. And there are things going on behind the scenes that you cannot see. Hence, maybe there's zero physical evidence for you in front of you, but it's happening and the universe is making it happen. And things are unfolding in the most magical way possible for you, but they are happening in the right perfect divine timing and in the perfect divine way, and you are 100% certain that it's going to happen. Now, sometimes certain manifestations will take time because either you're not ready, or in the case of a partner, maybe the partner's not ready, or there are certain lessons that you have to do, maybe for a business, maybe for the house, for the child, I don't know, whatever your manifestation is, there are times which it needs a certain amount of time. And you think, well, I've been doing all the work for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years. But it could be that there's nothing wrong with what you're doing. You've done all the inner work, but it's not the right time. If you start doubting whether that's going to happen for you, that's when you've killed the manifestation. You have to have the faith that it doesn't matter what's going on and how long it's taking, it's happening. And it will happen in divine right timing. This faith, this holding on to this faith at this crucial element is the key, and you will be tested the most when your manifestation is about to appear. If you think it from a religious point of view, I'll talk about the devil. The devil will test you the most right before your big manifestation takes place. Or from a universal point of view, the universe will test you to see how strongly you desire this thing and how much faith that you have in the universe just before it shows you the miracle. Okay, just before the miracle. And we've all heard the old saying from years past that dawn, just before dawn, right? The night is darkest just before dawn. So we've got all these sayings to help us understand the universal laws. We just don't pay attention to it. I know this for a fact that before a major up leveling happens, before a major manifestation shows up for you that you've been manifesting for years, things go really pear-shaped and things go really difficult. But if that is the time to hold on to faith and really believe that the universe has your back and things are working in your favor, everything's happening for you, not against you, and you're not a victim. You're just being led through a process by God, by universe, whatever name tag you want to give it, and everything's happening for you in the most beautiful, amazing way possible. And this is so important. So faith isn't something that you can just switch on. It's something that you develop, right? I've developed it. So I think all religions, I mean, I respect all religions and I'm a practicing Muslim, but I do respect all religions. It doesn't matter what religion you follow, or if you could, maybe you believe in the universe and energy and so forth, and you don't really follow any particular, you're in spirituality, and you don't really follow any particular religion. And I know one of my cousins, she's Muslim, but she's non-practicing, and she's more spiritual. And so I see her being able to manifest very amazing things quickly because her faith is unwavering. Like, she believes that God has got her back and things are going to happen for her, and they do. She doesn't doubt God. She doesn't doubt what's happening for her, and she doesn't fall into the victim mode. So this is why she's able to overcome the most amazing obstacles in her life and create this magic that she has in her life, which is amazing. I'm so proud of her. So you have to really, really recognize all the goodness in your life. That's where gratitude comes in. It's where, you know, looking at what you've already received and your past manifestations helps you to build that faith. But faith is something that you have to develop over time, and it's something that you need to cultivate and work on a daily basis. The problem is, if you have not built that faith, if you haven't built that relationship with the universe or God, whatever name you want to give it, in my case, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I speak to God, I speak to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala every single day, whether I'm praying or not praying. I have that belief that Allah has my back, Allah is making things happen for me. And it helps me to go through those troubling times. I'm not saying things aren't hard for me at times. At times, I feel like my heart's going to break, and it has happened a few times. But through those testing, terrible times, I'm able to hold on to faith that God has a plan, and Allah knows what Allah's doing, and Allah will never hurt me more than I could bear, and Allah will get me through this, and this is happening for my highest good. And I've always been proven correct. I've never till this day been proven otherwise, that God wasn't doing something better for me. In hindsight, everything makes sense, and you can see how one thing led to another and how things worked out, because everything unfolds in the most beautiful, magnificent way. And God's ways are magnificent. They're not known to us at the time, and therefore we get confused, and we think, this can't happen, or that's not happening, or it's not happening fast enough for us, because we're always in a hurry. We don't think things happen fast enough for us. But God tells you, look, don't, in my timing, not yours. So faith allows you to understand that concept. It's divine right timing, not your timing. You may want to get the house tomorrow or next year, but it's not in your highest good to get it yet for whatever reason, and therefore you may get it 2 or 3 years down the line. You may want to get married tomorrow, but the right partner isn't there for whatever reason. In hindsight, when you look back, you realize why there was a delay, why you had to wait, and why you had to go through certain trials and tribulations to get to where you are. So don't worry about it making sense at the moment. When you're going through that process, you have to trust that process. When you look at your life, when you turn around and look at back things in hindsight, you understand why things took the way they did, why they took as long as they did, and why things happened in the way it did. Universe, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God, always works in your highest good, which sometimes means temporarily you're disappointed, temporarily you are put through pain, temporarily you go through a lot of heartache. But the bigger picture, in the long run, it's in your highest good. And this is why manifestation is so key, because you can manifest anything if you can master these two aspects. One, believing that whatever you desire, that desire is not yours, it's been given to you by God, by universe itself, because whatever you desire has already been put into your universal warehouse. And the second element is having faith that it's going to come to you in divine right timing. You may want to get it tomorrow, or you may want it next year, but it may not be ready for you. And therefore, I never say put timeline on it. If you see I think most people who understand manifestation, or any true person who understands manifestation, will tell you, you have to manifest from a place that's already here. So don't say it's going to happen next year or the year after. It's already here. So then it allows the universe to choose the right timing, which could be tomorrow, which could be a month down the line, which could be 2 months down the line, whereas you're thinking about years' time. So there are times when your manifestation will appear a lot quicker than you anticipated or wanted or thought was possible. And there are other times you're waiting for years and it hasn't materialized yet. But faith in either scenario is so, so important. And you can't develop faith when you're starting out and you're trying to manifest something big. Faith is something that you start off today and you just build on it, build on it, build on it. And you build faith through building that relationship with the universal energy, with divine source energy, with your God, whatever name tag you have. You can do it through prayers, you can do it through daily rituals, you can do whatever way allows you to connect to God, do so. I do regular prayers, I do regular charity, I do all sorts of stuff that helps me connect to God. But I also talk to God. My best friend is God. I'm talking to God when I'm driving. I have a long drive, multiple times during the week. I'm talking to God when I go to bed. I'm talking to God when wake up first thing in the morning. Throughout the day. The one entity that I'm constantly in communication with is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is God. But then that's because I've built that relationship. Did I have this from the beginning? No. But it got to the point where I do treat God as my best friend. And that's what you need to do. Right. So it's so important we have that. But the other element of this is you have to surrender your expectations of how it would happen for you as well. So that's another thing. You may want something, for example, $1 million, a Jaguar, a Bentley, or whatever, a car, a house, or partner, or a child. You could have all these different scenarios that you play in your mind that I want it to happen this way, that way, this way. You also have to surrender the way your manifestations appear for you. This is also part of faith because not only do you have to have faith that it's going to happen and God's making your universal thing, universal energy is making it happen for you, you have to surrender of how it happens for you and then leave it up to the universe to allow it to happen. And when you surrender like that, so the way it happens, how it happens, and when it happens, when you surrender all of that, and that's all part of faith, that is what it means to become detached from the outcome. So you have to be detached from the outcome. It doesn't mean you let go and you just, don't care about it anymore. Absolutely not. You hold on to the belief that's happening right now, but you become detached of when, how, and where it will happen and allow the universe to decide the best way forward. And you just carry on life that with the knowledge, with the conviction that what you desire, what you're asking for is on its way to you in the right time, in the best way possible. And it allows the universe to surprise you and give you things that you may not have thought of. So this was my way of explaining manifestation or the critical elements of manifestation to you. Manifesting successfully is not just about wanting something. It's about believing with every fiber of your being that whatever you are asking for is not only just possible, but it's happening for you right now. And then it's holding on to the faith that the universe will deliver in divine right timing, whatever it is that you want. Belief and faith are your partners in this manifesting journey. And the stronger your belief, the stronger your faith, the faster and the better your manifestations will happen. It's simple as that. It's a magical and powerful journey, and you get to experience it night time and time again because you can manifest anything and multiple things throughout your life. But you can do this once you've understood that this is a technique and it's a way for you to build a relationship with universal energy. So I encourage you to start practicing manifesting. And it's manifesting is like your manifesting ability is like a muscle. The more you practice it, the more things you manifest intentionally, the bigger manifestations you can create, and you'll understand the process better. So thank you today for joining me on this episode of Money Mindset with Gull Khan. If you found this episode helpful, please do share it to someone who you think can benefit from it a little more, or needs understand how manifesting technique works with the aid of belief and faith. And remember to subscribe to us so you never miss an episode. And also remember, we have a school community, which is a very, very, very low fee, depending on when you're listening to this. I mean, at the moment, we are only charging $5. And in the future, if we do increase it, won't be increasing by that much. We'll keep the fee for it very low. But you have a number of different tools inside of it where you can come and learn about manifestation, about abundance, and use the energy, my favorite tool, energy clearings, to help change your beliefs. and we do a monthly live energy clearing in there too. So come and join us in there, and let's see how I can support you and how the community can support you in your abundance journey. Well, until the next time we meet, this is Gull Khan signing off. And from the bottom of my heart, I hope you got value from today's episode. Until the next time we meet, this is Gull Khan signing off. Take care and bye for now.